A lot of people interact with angels in different ways, and one of the ways people get used to the way that an angel interacts with them, and they don't understand how all-encompassing their activity is. That they are just as active in a modern context as they are in a, kind of like a wilderness context. Maybe the parts of our brain that can access them are more active naturally without cultivation in a wilderness context, but they can be found. They were the teachers of the Anunnaki, the same as they were the teachers of the people that were here. So, and that goes to show you that they teach us how to find things to meet our goals, but we kind of generate our own goals. And depending on your goal, it depends on where you end up. But all along the way, there are all kinds of angels that will help you meet your goals. They also, they start out, if you meet them early in a loop, they don't have salience of gender until it develops. But once it develops, they tend to have a preference for speaking on certain topics to men. And then women glean information by watching how the men interact. But it doesn't mean that the angels don't interact with women. They just tend to be much younger when they do. Like all beings are much more interactive with women when they are younger. And we are developing the capacity to speak in ways that are harder for people to observe and to shut down. Like we learn to speak with hand signals and with writing, and then we're able to further refine our noises from that. And so the same way we can communicate through other means effectively. But I was just thinking about how Jason learned to survive here, and he's not allowed to teach me that directly, and that the women's process of learning these things is a little bit different. And I was also thinking about how a lot of people in the medical and educational context don't really understand how sophisticatedly evil the organized Pentecostals are in terms of their capacity to kill people with MacGyvered substances scraped off trees and stuff. So that's kind of why, because I was in this situation where I was having medical issues that challenged the educational paradigm pretty severely, to the point where everybody was just too geeked out to function if I was there and speaking. That I'm suited to discover these things. But as far as the whole military showing up and telling the police that I'm active military and they can't investigate anything that's happening to me, I'm pretty sure that was a scam that arose out of my time in a homeless shelter that was pretty much run by Pentecostals, that Tommy sent me to, because people who signed up for disability who went there seemed to get it very fast-tracked, and then they would disappear, and then somebody would cash their check until their next review, which isn't as regular as the reviews of people who are visible and out on the street, because if somebody is dead, they're not being reported for being visible usually. But it depends on the way you are. A dead woman told me when I accepted candy from this guy about him, so it depends on who you are.